Hello. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Depth's Wall. Um, if you are watching this, thank you. And if you have nothing better to do, thank you. Thank you again. Today we have a special guest. Is obviously a software engineer, full stack engineer, or I think he has experience on almost everything. He has more than 10 years of experience in the area. And I know lately he's been focused a little bit more on low code development, which is a fantastic topic that we're going to cover today. And he's worked also on uh, big companies in the financial sector, in for shipment type of companies, and even government companies. So I want to welcome José Ángel Paredes. Hey, how's it going, man?
Hector, thank you. Thank you for inviting me here. Yeah, like you mentioned, I'm José Ángel. I have like more than 10 years development software with different technology, mainly with Java, and the final 5 years I had working with OutSystems. This is a low code platform. The topic I was invited to here to share about
Excellent.
a little about my experience with this kind of technologies and share a little how this works. No,
Perfect.
thank you
Yeah,
for my.
it will be really cool. I mean, we're gonna. I would like to also talk a little bit before going deeply in that specific platform, OutSystems, which is a platform that you and I know. I'm also working on that for the last 3 years, and I think, in my personal opinion, it's great.
Yeah.
But first, before getting into that, um, let's see what's the deal. Before jumping on the technical part, how did you jump in from being a Java developer to suddenly going to OutSystems to low code? Did you have like, it was like destiny, like a company hired you and then you started learning? On how was that?
Yes. Well, I was working in Mexico City and in on-site at that moment. So I was uh, tired to work in Mexico City. So I
Oh
write
yeah,
some friend that
I
has a
understand.
company, yes, and say, okay, actually I had a work for you. You want to join with us, but it's not Java. But and at that moment I was a developer Java. So if you like to change to know a new technology, I invite to know this technology. In this case, OutSystems. And say, okay, you give me the details, give me the documentations, and I start to learn OutSystem. I like in that moment, and the most important for me in that moment was to come back to my city, in this case Morelos, because it's not really heavy, like Mexico City.
So can
And
you before going that, can you explain, if anybody watches, where is that? Where is Morelos? And
Morelos is a city near
uh
from the Mexico City, but it's not
yeah,
like really grow.
it's not crazy and
Exactly,
too
it's not
too much
crazy. It's just
populated
more
as
talks
Mexico
than talk.
City.
No, probably because I was really tired to be in a big city.
Yeah, I
But
understand.
exactly,
Which city in are you in Cuernavaca, or which city?
exactly. Cuernavaca is more popular.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
that's more like
So
a calm and kind of, also it's kind of a fancy city for people living in Mexico. They go right in the weekends and
exactly. A lot of people go there to have a little vacation. No?
yeah.
But the most important in this position was the home office that I had too much to time that I don't have home office in that moment. So, but obviously, no, was the reason when I start to lead out systems. Okay, very well. You can do everything that you do in Java in this case, or quickly. No, I start to involve, and when I feel ready, I call to my friend and say, I think it's good. I can. I say yes. I like to work with this. I have to get a certification at that moment to work with him, and in that moment, the company that was working with this technology in Mexico is the Ratso. It's the only company that's working now with this technology. So I agree, and I start, and I continue 5 years with this company, working with the low code. In this moment, I don't like to combat for others technology because OutSystems has a lot of benefits. Obviously, you don't need to worry, but for something that I'm going to tell you in this.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, well, I know this this video is more about you than rather than me, but I have a similar, I have a
Situation.
really similar background in terms of the technical part, because I come from the, I mean, you come from the Java side, I come from the .NET side. Uh, so yeah, before I still do some .NET code, but once I jumped into OutSystems, I know how fast you can do stuff. I mean, and I know there are like pros and cons as everything. Obviously, it's not for all the companies, it's not for all the applications there,
Exactly.
but it is. I mean, it's really fast how you can do stuff, right? That's what I think, and it's like
No
you don't
focus on the
spend
business. No,
exactly focused on the even focus on the algorithm or focus on what you need
exactly.
to do,
It's
and
something that's really important for the company.
exactly that I totally agree with you, and that happens with me as well.
Mhm.
So not that we are talking about a little bit of low code. Let's go ahead and what's the deal with low code? How can you describe low code? I mean, not OutSystems, but low code.
Low code. This is a way to create the new way to create code, but no worry too much in the implementation on the language. No more focus on
Excellent.
the, for example, in the flows that every developer can understand, even if you don't know too much about the system or you understand no the flow. But for example, if you change the language, you need to focus on the implementation, you need the syntaxes or something like that. Low
Mm-hmm.
code, no, low code is really easy to understand for every developers, even uh, others profiles. No, it's really easy to understand low code, and these platforms understand and behind that obviously generate the code for you. And that's it for me. This is a new way to create code for now and for the future on the and
Yeah,
development software.
correct. I mean, I'm given that I also know a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I think the purpose is that just to keep it simple, I guess, to not to keep it maybe language or platform agnostic, maybe just
Exactly.
not you don't have to be an expert on C Sharp or
Exactly.
Java or
Exactly.
Python or any language you
For
tell me.
the language, no, in this case.
Exactly, but maybe you need to know a little bit of algorithms, right?
Exactly.
That is another thing that I also there is also something called no code uh, that I know. Are you aware of no code technologies as well? Because I know a little bit, but I don't know if you are aware.
No. What is it
No,
then?
because I mean, in this case, we are gonna focus on OutSystem, which is a low code platform, but there are a lot of other no code. I know really few, or maybe not so much, but there's it's like it's like an extra abstraction. It's
Okay.
like you code it's because the name says says low code you code a little bit. No code
Mhm,
you
mhm.
basically don't code. It's just blocks. Maybe it's a little bit. Have you done web pages on Wix or have you? There is and also I don't remember the name, but there are some web pages where you can do your applications really quickly. But it's like, but they're like really focused. I mean, they're like really not so open. I mean, you cannot do many things. It's just like a blogs
Yes, I don't
and
remember the name. The Godaddy, something like that. That you
well,
create.
maybe GoDaddy
Oh,
and those kinds. Maybe I don't know. They have like their no code solutions.
I
I'm
don't
not.
know.
I'm not quite sure. But there's also there are some other platforms that are no code. In my case, I know low code because and uh,
It's more to design, no? Obviously, they have
maybe
like
it's a little bit more focused on
more
design,
custom, no? You custom your
I guess.
plugins, something like that. More not code actually. It's more like
Yeah, I guess
create platforms, no? Like CRM, no? Like
correct. Well, going back, I have something I wanted to show regarding the tech trends. Regarding, I mean, still talking about low code trend here. Let me see if I can, because I saw some interesting analysis. Well, some couple of web pages I see. Let me see. Yeah, for example, this one. This is a web page from Medium that says that 10 software trends for 2021 and 2022. Obviously, there's a lot of, in general, tech trends, predominantly digital world, growth of IT sector, teleworking, cloud services. Obviously, this is gonna grow and keep growing big, I guess. E-commerce. Obviously, in terms of programming languages, JavaScript keeps dominating, but there's Python as well. Even Java still there. Containers and microservices, they are good, but in one of the points is low-code development, right? And interesting insight here. It says about 50% of developers use low-code products or plan to do so in 2020. This number was 37 the year before. 80% of respondents believe that the low-code approach can free up developers to work on higher-level projects. Yeah, I think we were discussing this point. 72% of low-code developers will app twice as fast correctly. And I think the global market, I mean, in terms of money, is going to be much, much more. And there's a lot of pros here. Reducing labor, saving money, and low barrier to entry for software developer because it's less dependent on the programming language and the tech stack, right? So yeah, if basically I wanted to share one of those insights. There is a couple of other pages that I see that for the tech trends, they put low code development on one of those. So my opinion, there's good. Let's see how this evolves in the future. Maybe it doesn't, but maybe it does. Let's see how it evolves from the next years coming. But I think, in my opinion, I think it's really, really interesting. So, all right. So now, let's see. You wanted to share something regarding OutSystems, right? Now let's go to one of our main topics here, which is OutSystems.
Okay. Yes, I want to share a little bit.
There you go.
Okay.
What can you tell us about this?
Yes, it's the first OutSystem is a platform, no? It's a platform that implements no code. It's usually that we are talking about. This is number one platform to low code. What is the most complete full stack application development platform? No? Obviously, you have others technologies, but in this case, we are going to involve in OutSystem because we are developer OutSystem and it's the most important in the market. No? And the other question is very important. Why OutSystem? Because a lot of people say, okay, I know a good programmer in Java and C# and others. Why are you going to use OutSystem? No? We have 3 points. OutSystem is dedicated to answer the challenge for digital transformations. See here, faster delivery cycles. You start by developing an application once and delivering it seamlessly. Okay, with this, you don't need to worry too much about the cycles. In OutSystem, it's very easy to create applications, and you don't need to focus more in the other profiles, for example, DevOps. Obviously, you need to know these topics, but here is really easy to do these activities that in other language could be more complicated. No? Has powerful capability for artificial intelligence. So this is very useful because for some tasks, for example, when you are going to merge some change with others developers, OutSystem has this capability for you, share your dependencies with automate impact analysis. Yes, and you don't need to integrate with other technology. Also, yeah, I mean, OutSystems has this involved in the same platform. Yeah, so has different solutions in all the platform. Now you can create, for example, a specific thing that you can do with the OutSystem. OutSystem allows to create real applications, real web applications, traditional web applications, or in the concepts in low code, drag and drop. This is the main thing that you need to think.
Also mobile, right?
Well, yes, also mobile too, for different devices. No, you don't need to worry you're going to create for iOS or for Android. You create only one application. It is going to be run in both. No? Even thinking more about in the development, you can create data models, business workflows, custom plugins, extensions that you can include in your project with, for example, with C#. And well, it is a full stack visual development. It's a very important this because you are going to do a lot of things just drag and drop. No, in other languages you can do that. Even you can create your flows, your databases, model, a lot of things with drag and drop. Has single click deployment is really useful, and you can click this button and start to upload your changes. And it's really easy to create mobile using with different plugins. All the pieces involved in the same platform. You don't need to worry the technology that is behind of this. Yeah?
All right. Yeah.
Perfect. The other point is development with OutSystems. We have 2 points to talk about it. Single integration development environment, you that I was talking. Yes. The whole application is built in a single integrate development environment using a low-code approach. This is the very useful. No? Include front-end, back-end, databases, integration with web service, others enterprise solutions, and create extensions with C# in this case. You can create your mobile app with all the plugins like a mobile could have with camera, calendar, GPS, etc. And you can extend your development in user interface using HTML, JavaScript, querying, CSS. I mean, you can custom the solutions if it's necessary. No, I mean, this is a low code, and that it has the plugins, and that's all. No, you can custom your home, do the plugins if you want. No, has this capability. And the other is covering the entity development life cycle. Yes, we have in this case talk about 3 points: rapid development and integration. I mean, about the development of software. Deployment is very useful. It's very easy. We talk about here the
Sorry,
bots.
could you go to the next slide? I think you're
Sorry, no,
the last.
I'm done. I'm done. I don't have in the slides. Just
Okay.
about the covering
Sorry,
the entire development life cycle. We
okay,
have
got it.
in 3 points. We cover in 3 points. That is a rapid development, deployment, and monitoring. No, you don't need to worry to think different profiles. That, for example, in developer do some things. The sysadmin, the others, the DevOps. Now here, all this is integrated in the application. Is very easy. Actually, to me, could be a job to deploy an application. No, it's really easy to do it. No, this is the advantage, the good advantage of the OutSystem. And well, we have other interesting topic that we can speak about it, talk about it in others videos. For example, the architecture, deployment of systems, more specific with mobile, artificial intelligence that OutSystem has to do different things, integrations with different enterprise solutions, security is behind of this. Scalability, when you create modules and you can create different projects, integrate with between each other, the performance, because you don't need to worry with these topics because OutSystems has the best options for you when you create, for example, queries. Has a component called aggregate that is optimized for to do the best query for you according to the databases model.
All right.
Yes, and has different things that has supports and it's going to focus in these points, to be
Perfect. I mean,
performant.
with this, we can easily do one specific video per topic or even more. I mean, there's so much to cover with the
Yes.
without
Just
systems and
mentions.
everything. Yeah, this is really interesting. Now, you also told me before you have. Do you have like a quick demo or something, or
Yes, I can.
that will be
We have.
that will be interesting. I mean, just so we can see how. I mean, we're checking a low code platform here,
Yes, sure.
OutSystems. How that is in real life? How do we do it?
Okay. We are going to do a little example. Yes.
All
A
right.
little example to that system to demonstrate how to work this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. This is the service studio, the ID that has or that we have in that system. Yeah.
Yeah, the IDE that will be something similar to Visual Studio if you use
Exactly.
Microsoft technologies, or maybe what else? Eclipse. I don't know. I'm really old school.
No, it's more like visual. No?
Like
It's very easy to use it. For example, I'm going to select these options from Sketch.
you're gonna create an application from scratch. What are you creating? Reactive,
In this case,
tablet, phone?
we don't care what kind of application. We are going to select this. We are not going to focus on this
Okay.
because we're going to show how this works. We are going to put it the name. Well, I'm going to put hello world.
Let's do a different application. What about Hello World?
That is
Okay.
the basic.
Yeah, I'm just joking. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Let's do a Hello World in OutSystem. That's interesting.
Okay. Well, to OutSystem, you need to create a module. A project has different modules. In this case, we have different kind of modules that you can select, but we're going to select React web application that has all the support that we need to do this demo, all the layers that we know in development software. And the module is okay with this name, no problem.
So we're gonna create a that's a front-end module, right?
It's a front has the mod when you select React application has all the supports for create backend and front end in the same module. In this
Okay.
case, we can separate or delegate the responsibility for different modules, but in this case, we're going to create in only one application.
Okay.
And only
Just
one module, sorry.
for the quick sample, we're gonna do it like
Exactly,
this.
for the quick
Just
sample.
this one has the front-end part as well.
Exactly. Like I mentioned, OutSystems support the development in layers. No, we have different layers here, the data models that you can create just entity, all the resource that you need for structures. And that's it, no? Structures like variables, like properties, and every data that you want, you're going to create here. And the other layer is the logic. In this case, we are talking about the reacted web, and we have different carpet here, server actions and client actions.
Yeah.
Yes, we're focused on in the server side in this moment. And the other, well, here in logic, we're talking about the server actions. The logic that you put here is transactional by default, no? Because we are talking about the business delegate pattern. No? You think, for example, in Java or another language, no, everything that you put here is using transactional things, no. On the others interface, you can create your main floor, layouts, commands, a difference. It is the front end here. We have the front end, and the process UI is not to focus on that, but we have the 3 layers.
So basically, those 3 layers, we can say interface, kind of the front end, logic is like the code in.
Exactly. We live here in MVC
Exactly.
pattern. MVC pattern live here in interface layer.
All right, and the data will be obviously the
access data.
Data access, yeah. The data, the tables and structures and everything else. Okay.
Yeah, perfect. So we are going to create a server action that could be a function or method that you're going to reuse in different part of your in your application or your module. Yes. Here. Perfect. And get the message also here. Get messages.
Get message. All right.
Oh, that's okay. We have different input parameters, output parameters, variables. We are focused only in the output parameters.
All right. So that's an action that will return a message. Just call it and it will return a message. Perfect.
Actually, the data type is text. You can change the text. Yes.
All right. You have several data types there. Perfect.
When you can see, I drag and drop. Yes, the variable message and put this. This is a signed component message. I'm going to put here hello world.
Oh, I didn't expect that.
So you are assigning this value for this variable. In this case, the variable is output message. It's really easy to do. We can change after the logic, no problem. So the easy way, you're going to return this. But you can put, for example, here. Well, this is the flow. This is the low float.
Yeah, this is like the diagram, yeah.
And you can put different components, for example, here, no? This is an if you can take decision that you need, no? For example, for example, we can put input parameter.
All right, you can include an input parameter there, yeah.
Yes, well,
and based
name,
on,
for example, name of the person, no? The message, hello. Well, we're going to do a better example. I think we have time.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, we have time.
Hello, instance word. Hello, the name of the person. For example, name. Good.
Okay.
Okay. So we can here in name put this not mandatory. It's mandatory by default, but we can change for non mandatory. Right.
Okay.
So when double click here in if, we can put this condition name. Yes.
All right.
Different is a test.
As null. Here. Okay.
Null test identifier. That is
like an empty string, I guess.
That is an empty string in another language.
So if it's different than an empty string,
go for here. So no.
Swap. Okay. Yeah. Go down.
Yeah. If not, we are going to put the file for name for message. We're going to put hello world.
Okay. Sounds good.
It's a little easy. Hello. No? So we have this message that has it is the code. This is low code. It's very useful. We can put here has value you want.
Has value. Okay. All right. Just to identify. Okay. To create that, like the name of the if. Yeah.
On the if, no.
The caption.
And for example, in interface, we're going to the next layer. We are in the backend, remember? On the next layer, we're going to create a screen. A screen. We have different templates, but we are not going to use it. Usually we are going to create a home screen. Easy. Right. Oh, okay. Here. Perfect.
Home. All right.
Okay. You remember? Well, we can put a local variable. I was thinking to use a local variable.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, we are going to put name.
All right.
And we are going to use a very simple input.
Okay.
That we are going to associate with this variable name.
So that input will be linked to the variable, yeah.
No. Binding with this, something that you write here in this input is going to assign or set for this variable. No?
Perfect.
And the second, we are going to put a button that's going to call a server that we do, server method or server action that we do in here. Let me check this. Okay, we create a button, and this button needs an event when you click on that. So in these options, you can create new client action. New client action is actions that live in the client, obviously in JavaScript, and JavaScript called the server actions that we create before.
Okay.
Remember that we are working with a
reactive, yeah.
Yes. This is the flow. After to do that, button OnClick is here. It's a function that is called when you click in the button, this component. Yes, you can see or associate these buttons this is the action. You click on that, like control that in other language, the control layer. Yes, you can receive the request here. Yes, and you can do everything that you want, call it to the server in this case, no? And really easy to call it the server is like drag and drop, and that's it. Yeah, that's it.
You have the input parameter there, right? But it's not. But it's not mandatory. You can put it or not put it.
Exactly, but we're going to put the name and that you are going to write in the input. Yes.
You can also change the caption of the button, right? It says the caption of the button. It says button. You can
we can change. I don't know.
Get message or.
Okay, get message is correct.
Or whatever. Or hello.
Okay, and the other things that I like to change here in the server action. Well, we can. I think it's better to use other variable to be more easy. This example, we're going to create local variable, and we're going to assign we're going to set the name message, right? Okay. Remember that these variables live in the context or the scope is in the screen, right?
All right.
And use drag and drop and put here.
Okay.
Yes, an expression. So when this variable changes, the value is going to be here. No, the only thing that we need to do is go to the button again to the event and assign. We have assign.
Assign the response from the action.
Response message to the get message.message. No.
All right.
This moment when we click, because we have area applications, immediately it's going to refresh this because it's associated with the model. Okay. No? And that's all. It's enough. We're going to here anonymous to know. We don't need.
We're gonna bypass security things right now.
Exactly. Just to them.
Okay. Yeah. Later on this is just to keep it simple. This is
exactly
a simple application for this first time. But I think later on it will be really interesting to keep going in details in OutSystems because it's really interesting to see how you
check this. This is very
how you can do. And now you're clicking for deployment. It's just a one-click publish, right?
Exactly.
Publish and compile and deploy basically. and then click the. Now it turns blue, which means you can access. All right.
This is the main. Hola, José Ángel. No?
Hello, José Ángel. And if you say nothing, hello world.
Hello world. We are taking
Nice
decisions. Even we can. Well, it's enough for today, but I excited about it.
Yeah, we can start playing a lot with this.
Yeah, no, for example, I don't know, whatever. No? Again, José Ángel, get message, and take the
Hello,
decision
Jose.
when it's not empty, and so the message is different. And when it's empty, it's hello world.
Perfect.
No? So we are calling and server actions. This is in the server actions as front React applications. No, this is only it's really easy. You don't need to worry about how use React.js. You can see if the model changes here. The model is changing. It's React, so it's going to react for that and change immediately. No, it's like React Word. But you don't need to worry to create the module again and front and here and backend separate in other project. Now, here you can all these things in the same project, and that's all.
Okay.
I hope that I can.
Yeah, this was for introduction to this specific platform, OutSystems. This is really great. That's my personal opinion. Thank you so much for sharing that. Well, before finishing, just a recap on low code. What do you think? We just saw a really quick sample, and really in OutSystems, and it's really friendly way of developing. But talking about low code, do you think there are like some pros and cons there?
Obviously, like all the technologies, you have some pros and cons.
What would you say? I mean, I mean, I think we know the pros, right?
Yes, exactly.
We know the positive side. I mean, I can think of less time developing. What would you think about the positive side of low code?
Well, the positive that we have, well, obviously the quickly way to learn, to developer, to the profiles that you have. You don't need to know as expert in different technology.
Exactly.
But it could be accounts too, because sometimes when I had been in a teams, if the others developers, you don't have enough knowledge about what happened with the client side or server side, you can have probably mistakes about it because you don't know what is the difference to validating client side or validating server side. You can be agnostic. All the others, at least the topics. No, you need to know what is developer web. You don't need to me it's important when you have a team with you guys that probably don't know too much about the developer about the OutSystems. It's necessary to me that knows the basic concepts of developer web. Know what is HTTPS? What if you're going to developer in, for example, in React, you need at least to know what is React, no, or what is JavaScript, what is a single page, no, or application single page, or the topics, no. Enough could be a little difficult to maintain sometimes, no.
Okay.
The custom, for example, there's cons that I know in OutSystems is sometimes it's difficult. OutSystems has a lot of plugins. Yes, it's good for us, but sometimes these plugins don't have the support that you need, and you need to create your own extension. No, sometimes
your own plugins.
Yes, exactly. But this is a way to do it. No, you can create your own extensions.
All right. Yeah. So I mean, I do agree with what you say, and I see a lot of, in my personal experience, I see a lot of positive parts, and that surpass the negatives. Yeah. In general, I would say maybe it's not for all the scenarios of all the companies low code, but it is for a lot of them could benefit. with solutions like OutSystems or any other low code that is there in the market. I think it's a trend for the future, I guess, and it's really interesting. I mean, it's a time saver, and in the general and the big picture, it will be a money saver. At least that's what I think. Let's see how it evolves. Let's see how it evolves. Well, Angel, thank you so much for your time. I think we're reaching the end.
Share more episodes with this.
Yeah. I mean, I am in. You know, I am in. We will plan the next ones with more different topics on OutSystems.
Perfect.
We can go deeply, and you and me can start sharing more code here and interact a little bit more. It will be really, really interesting. Well, thank you so much.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Take care, and thank you, anyone who watches this. Thank you so much, and take care. See you later.
See you.
Bye-bye.